What if I told you that everything you experience on a cruise ship is carefully designed? The smiles, the shows, the announcements, even the way your day is planned. I spent 11 years working as a cruise director on some of the largest cruise ships in the world. I was the voice you heard every day, the person running the fun, the energy, the experience. But behind that perfect image, there are things passengers are never told. Not because they're illegal, but because if you knew them, your entire cruise experience would change. So today, I'm breaking that silence. And trust me, some of these will surprise you. Secret 1. The cruise director is always on. Let's start with something simple, but powerful. That cruise director you see smiling all day, hosting games, dancing on stage, making announcements. That's not just personality. That's a performance. We are trained to stay positive no matter what is happening behind the scenes. Bad weather? Smile. Passenger complaints? Smile. Exhausted after 14 hours of work? Still smile. Because our job is not just to entertain you. It's to make sure you never feel stress. So remember this, just because everything looks perfect doesn't mean it is. If you really want to sense the mood of the ship, watch the crew who aren't trained to hide it. Secret 2. Your entire day is designed to make you spend. Now this one is important. You might think your daily schedule is just fun planning. It's not. It's strategy. Every activity is placed at a specific time for a reason. On sea days, when you're stuck on the ship, the schedule is packed from morning to midnight. Why? Because a busy passenger is a spending passenger. You move from one activity to another, passing by bars, shops, casinos, cafes. And here's the clever part. Shows end when the casino opens. Morning events finish near coffee shops. Afternoon games push you toward retail stores. Nothing is random. Next time you cruise, look at the schedule and ask, what is this activity leading me toward? That's where your money is supposed to go. Secret 3. Announcements are carefully controlled. Let's talk about those calm, polite announcements you hear on board. Ladies and gentlemen, we are attending to a situation. Sounds harmless, right? But behind that calm voice, there can be something serious happening. Medical emergencies are more common than you think. Heart attacks, serious injuries, even deaths. And here's something most passengers don't know. Cruise ships have morgues. If someone passes away, the ship does not stop. The journey continues. And the announcements? They are carefully worded to keep everyone calm, without revealing the truth. Secret 4. Loyalty programs are designed to hook you. Cruise lines love loyal customers, and honestly, they've built incredibly smart systems to keep you coming back. You earn points, move up tiers, unlock perks. Sounds great, right? But here's the reality. Most early rewards feel valuable, but actually cost the cruise line very little. The real perks? They only come after you've spent a lot of money. By that point, you're emotionally and financially invested. And that's the goal. You stop comparing options and just keep booking with the same company. Smart travelers don't chase loyalty. They chase value. Secret 5. The safety drill isn't enough. That quick safety drill at the start of your cruise, it's just the basics. In a real emergency, things are very different. And here's the truth. Most passengers think they're prepared, but they're not. So here's what you should actually do. Learn exactly where your muster station is. Find more than one route to reach it. Count the doors between your cabin and the exit. Know where extra life jackets are stored. Because in smoke or panic, you won't have time to think. Preparation matters more than instructions. Secret 6. They already know everything about you. Before you even step on the ship, they already know who you are, not personally, but through data. They know if you're celebrating something, if you complained before, if you spend a lot of money, if you're important, like a VIP or influencer. And yes, this affects how you're treated. Some passengers get special attention, while others don't even realize what they're missing. Simple trick: always mention special occasions when booking. It can unlock better service without spending extra. If something goes wrong, you go to guest services expecting help. And yeah, they'll be polite, kind, and understanding. But behind the scenes, their priorities are actually a bit different. Stop the issue from growing, protect the company, and then help you. So, how do you get real results? Use this line: "I'd like this documented and escalated." This tells them you're serious. And suddenly things just start moving faster. Secret 8. Shore excursions are marked up heavily. Ever noticed how expensive cruise excursions are? There's a reason. Most tours are marked up 2 times or even 3 times the original price. That $100 tour, the cruise line may have paid $30 to $40. Now yes, there's a benefit. The ship will wait if you're late. It's safer and organized. But still, you're paying for convenience. Better option: book with trusted local operators for cheaper and often better experiences. Secret 9. The ship changes after midnight. This is something passengers almost never see. After midnight, the ship becomes a different world. Most passengers are asleep, but the crew? They finally get to relax. After working 10 to 14 hours a day, this is their only escape. There are crew-only areas, hidden social spaces, and a completely different energy. Sometimes, even parts of the passenger area are used late at night, so if something feels slightly different in the morning, there's a reason. Secret 10. How to get VIP treatment without paying more. Now here's the part that can change your entire cruise. If you want better service, upgrades, special treatment, do these simple things. Book early and share all your preferences. Board as early as possible. Be kind to one crew member and remember their name. Tip a little, but tip early. Complain smartly, praise generously. These small actions can give you a better experience than someone who spent twice as much. Bonus: what cruise insiders do differently. When cruise directors go on vacation, we don't travel like normal passengers. We book cabins in the middle of the ship for less movement. Eat at specialty restaurants on the first night. Skip early spa deals. Avoid crowded areas during sail away. Always respect and thank the crew, because we know what really matters. So, now you know. The truth behind the smiles, the system behind the fun, and the strategies behind your experience. Cruises are still incredible, but now, you're not just a passenger. You're informed, and that changes everything. If you found this helpful, share it with someone before their next cruise, and stay tuned for more insider secrets.
Right, listen up. If you think a cruise is all sunshine, cocktails, and endless buffets, you're in for a wake-up call. Not everything on a cruise is as it seems. Behind those sparkling decks and smiling faces, there's a whole world of secrets the cruise lines would rather you never find out. I'm Anila Zafar, and today, I'm pulling back the curtain on the things no one tells you before you set sail. You see, these cruise secrets aren't just little details. They can make or break your entire holiday. From the cabin you pick to how clean that buffet really is, there's so much happening behind the scenes. Cruise lines are absolute masters at keeping these details tucked away. But trust me, if you're planning a cruise, you need to hear this before you book your ticket. This isn't just another travel video. This is a must-watch for anyone who wants their next cruise to be smooth sailing, not a stormy nightmare. So, grab a cuppa, get comfortable, and let's head straight into the first secret. You're going to thank me for this. Let's go. Let's start with one of the biggest mistakes people make: picking any old cabin and hoping for the best. Listen, cruise lines sell cabins by category: inside, ocean view, balcony, suite. But what they don't tell you is that 2 cabins of the same category can give you a completely different experience. It's not just about the view, it's about where you are on the ship. If you're at the front or back, you're in for a rough ride. Trust me, you'll feel every single wave, especially when the seas get choppy. And don't even get me started on the noise, the engines, the anchor dropping at 5 a.m. Even the late-night parties from the deck above will have you wishing you'd packed earplugs. On the lower decks, you're closer to the action. Unfortunately, that action is usually the engine room or crew prepping for the day. Smart travelers, the ones in the know, always go for midship, higher decks. Why? Because that's where the ship is most stable. You'll rock less, sleep better, and avoid the endless parade of passengers thundering past your door. Middle of the ship means you're equidistant from all the best spots: the pool, the buffet, the theater, without having to hike a marathon just to grab breakfast. But here's the kicker: cruise lines rarely advertise this. They want you to spend more on a better category, not realizing you might be right under the nightclub or next to a noisy elevator. So, if you want a good night's sleep and a peaceful holiday, do your homework. Look at the ship's deck plans, check forums, and don't be afraid to ask questions before you book. It might sound like a small detail, but trust me, the right cabin location can mean the difference between waking up refreshed and waking up looking like you've been through a hurricane. Remember, it's your hard-earned money. Spend it wisely. Alright, let's talk about something everyone assumes: that cruise ships are squeaky clean. Sure, you'll see staff cleaning constantly. They're wiping handrails, scrubbing floors, and making everything look spotless. But here's the truth. With thousands of hands on deck, you can't possibly sanitize everything, every second. High-touch areas like elevator buttons, handrails, and buffet utensils are used by hundreds, if not thousands, every single day. Even the most diligent crew can't keep up with the sheer volume of guests. Buffets? They look inviting, but those tongs have been touched by who knows how many people before you. And don't get me started on those self-serve ice cream machines, absolute germ magnets. Cruise lines rarely mention this because, let's face it, it doesn't fit the paradise image they're selling. If you don't want to spend your holiday stuck in your cabin with a stomach bug, you need to take matters into your own hands. Use hand sanitizer religiously. Wipe down your cabin surfaces when you arrive. Be cautious at buffets. Use a napkin to grab utensils, or better yet, head to the made-to-order stations where staff serve you directly. Another tip? Avoid touching your face after using communal areas. It sounds simple, but it makes a world of difference. Cruise lines provide sanitizing stations for a reason. Use them every single time. Don't let a moment of carelessness ruin your trip. At the end of the day, a little bit of vigilance goes a long way. You're there to relax and have fun, not to get sick. So, stay sharp, sanitize, and remember, not everything is as clean as it looks. Now, let's talk about the so-called free food on board. You see those endless buffets and think you've hit the jackpot, right? Wrong. There's a whole psychology behind those layouts, and it's designed to keep you eating and spending. Cruise lines want you to feel like you're in food heaven, but every detail is carefully planned to trigger your appetite. Notice how the desserts are front and center, gleaming under perfect lighting? That's on purpose. They want you to load up on sweets before you even see the salad bar hidden in the back. The smell of fresh bread or sizzling bacon wafts through the air as soon as you walk in, making your mouth water and your willpower melt away. It's all about getting you to take more than you need, and then come back for seconds. The more time you spend at the buffet, the more drinks you'll buy, the more specialty dining you'll book later, and the more likely you are to treat yourself to those pricey extras. Cruise lines have literally studied your behavior, mapping out your every move. Even the tray size and plate shape encourage you to pile on more food than you realize. Healthy options? They're always tucked away, hidden behind the mountains of carbs and sugar. If you want to eat well, you'll need to look hard and be intentional. Don't let the layout dictate your choices. Walk the whole buffet before you pick up a plate and make a plan. Remember, the free food isn't just about keeping you full, it's about keeping you coming back for more. Don't fall for it. Eat smart, and you'll leave the ship feeling better than when you boarded. Let's get real about those unlimited drink packages. They sound like a dream. Sip cocktails by the pool all day, right? But here's the catch. For most guests, these packages are massively overpriced. Cruise lines are banking on the fact that you'll never drink enough to get your money's worth, but you'll still pay top dollar upfront. Before you rush to buy, stop and do some math. Ask yourself honestly, how many drinks will you actually have each day? Most packages require you to drink 5, 6, sometimes even more, just to break even. And that's before you consider the days you're in port, off the ship, or just not in the mood. It adds up fast, and not in your favor. Worse still, These packages often exclude premium cocktails, specialty coffees, and bottled water. Suddenly, you're paying extra for the good stuff, even though you thought you were covered. Cruise lines love to upsell you on premium packages, but the reality is, you're paying for convenience, not value. If you're a light or moderate drinker, you're almost always better off buying drinks as you go. Look for happy hours, daily specials, or bring your own wine if the cruise line allows it. And don't forget, those endless sugary cocktails can leave you feeling sluggish, especially in the sun. So before you fork over your hard-earned cash, know your habits and plan accordingly. Don't let the unlimited promise fool you. You're smarter than that. Step into the ship's casino, and you'll notice something odd. No windows, no clocks, no way to tell if it's day or night. This isn't by accident. Cruise lines design their casinos just like those in Vegas, with one goal: to make you lose track of time and keep you playing longer. The flashing lights, the endless ring of slot machines, the free drinks. It's all carefully crafted to keep you glued to the tables. Without natural light or a sense of time, it's easy to play just one more hand until you've lost track of your evening, and sometimes your wallet. Cruise lines won't tell you this, but the longer you stay, the more you spend, and the house always wins. Ever notice how the casino is strategically placed right on the way to the main dining room or theater? That's no coincidence. You have to walk through it, tempting you every single night. And those big winner announcements over the PA? They're meant to make you think you're next. If you're going to play, set a budget before you even step foot inside. Leave your watch in your bag, and don't rely on the casino to remind you when it's time for dinner or bed. Remember, the real jackpot is enjoying your holiday, not losing your shirt. So next time you're tempted by the lights and sounds, ask yourself, who's winning here, you or the cruise line? Everywhere you go on a cruise, someone's snapping your photo, boarding the ship at dinner posing with a giant fake parrot. It might feel flattering, but there's a method to the madness. Cruise lines know that memories are emotional gold, and they're counting on you wanting to take those moments home. The photographers make it effortless: smiles, props, beautiful backdrops. You get attached to the memories, and suddenly, you're faced with a wall of your family's photos at eye-watering prices. It's hard to say no, especially when it's your kid's first cruise or that perfect sunset shot. Cruise lines rarely mention how much these photos add up until you see the bill. They even have themed photo nights and exclusive packages, nudging you to buy more than you planned. It's all about creating a sense of urgency. If you don't buy now, you'll never see these photos again. It's emotional marketing at its finest, and most guests fall for it. If you want to save money, set a limit before you board. Take your own photos when you can, and only buy the ones that truly matter. Don't let nostalgia cloud your judgment. Remember, those memories are priceless, but the prints don't have to be. Stay savvy and don't let those smiling photographers catch you off guard. The best memories are the ones you make, not the ones you buy. Duty-free shopping. It sounds like a bargain hunter's paradise, doesn't it? But here's the truth. Just because it's duty-free doesn't always mean it's cheaper. Cruise lines rely on the allure of tax-free prices to get you shopping. But many times, those deals aren't as good as they seem. You'll see perfume, jewelry, alcohol, and gadgets displayed like treasures. But unless you know your prices, you could end up paying more than you would at home. Some items are marked up before they're marked down, and cruise lines rarely mention that you can often find better deals online or in port. Another thing to watch out for: the pressure to buy before you leave the ship. They'll warn you that the deals are one time only, but don't let the sales pitch rush your decision. Take photos of price tags, compare them with your local shops or online, and make an informed choice. If you're looking for genuine bargains, focus on unique souvenirs or items you can't get anywhere else. And don't forget to factor in customs limits when you return home. There's nothing worse than losing your savings to duty fees at the airport. Bottom line, shop smart, not impulsively. Duty-free is only a deal if you do your homework. You've had a week of relaxation, and then, boom! It's disembarkation day, the most stressful part of your cruise. Cruise lines rarely prepare you for the chaos. Long lines, early wake-up calls, and the mad dash to get off the ship. It's like trying to herd cats, and everyone's in a rush to catch flights or start their journey home. You'll need to have your bags packed the night before, color-coded tags attached, and be out of your cabin by an ungodly hour. Breakfast is a hurried affair, and the hallways are packed with confused, tired guests. The crew are doing their best, but it's organized chaos at best, and a total mess at worst. If you want a smoother exit, plan ahead. Check your disembarkation instructions the night before, and keep your essentials: passport, tickets, medications, in a day bag you carry yourself. Don't be afraid to ask staff for clarification, and consider booking a later flight if possible to reduce stress. Another tip: if you're self-assist and carry your own luggage, you can often leave earlier and skip the worst of the crowds. Otherwise, patience is key. Remember, everyone's in the same boat, literally. Disembarkation isn't glamorous, but with a bit of planning, you can make it through with your sanity and your luggage intact. Let's lift the veil on what you don't see. Cruise ships are floating cities, but as a guest, you only see a fraction of it. There are entire decks, corridors, and rooms that are strictly off-limits, crew-only zones where the real work happens. Ever wondered where the staff disappears to, or how the ship runs so smoothly? It's all happening behind those crew-only doors you walk past every day. The cruise line's goal is to keep guests in the illusion of luxury, while the practical, gritty side of ship life stays out of sight. In these hidden areas, crew members live, work, and relax away from the constant gaze of passengers. There's a whole parallel world below deck, with their own dining rooms, gyms, and even bars. You might get a glimpse during a behind-the-scenes tour, but most of it is a mystery. The engine rooms, laundry facilities, and storage areas are all out of bounds for a reason: safety, security, and, let's be honest, to keep the magic alive. But knowing it's there makes you appreciate just how much work goes into running a cruise. So next time you're marveling at the seamless service, remember there's an entire hidden network making it all possible. The real cruise experience is happening just out of sight, and it's more impressive than you might think. Now it's time to talk about the real heroes of your holiday, the crew. Cruise lines want you to see smiling faces and perfect service, but what you don't see are the long hours, the endless days, and the sacrifices these workers make. Most crew members work 7 days a week, often for months on end, with barely any time off. Life below deck is tough. Cabins are cramped, privacy is a luxury, and being away from family for months at a time is emotionally draining. Crew eat, sleep, and work together, with strict schedules and little downtime. It's a demanding life, and cruise lines rarely talk about it because it doesn't fit the glamorous image they want to sell. Despite all this, the crew go above and beyond to make your trip unforgettable. They remember your name, your coffee order, and always have a smile, no matter how tired they are. It's a level of dedication that deserves respect and appreciation. If you want to make a real difference, take a moment to thank your cabin steward, your waiter, the staff who make your holiday special. A kind word, a smile, or even a small tip can go a long way. These men and women are the backbone of the cruise industry, and they deserve every bit of recognition. So next time you're enjoying a perfect meal or a spotless cabin, remember the hard work happening behind the scenes. Show your appreciation. You'll make someone's day, and you'll be a better traveler for it.